So why is it so frustrating to try to figure out what to do about your twin flame? Why is there so much confusion? That's what we're talking about in today's video. And of course, I'm going to give you some answers that are going to dispel the confusion for you because I know what you're after here. You would like to either, number one, at least stop feeling crappy or get your twin flame to come back, or both. Presumably both would happen, right? And, there's this conspiracy theory called the dead internet theory. And I don't know if I believe that because people like companies, businesses, marketers who want to make money on the internet, all they have to do is just flood the internet with bad information and disinformation because it's a way to make a quick buck, right? So when you look at twin flame information on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, let's just be real here. 99.9% of what you're going to get is going to be stuff about soulmates, but they call it twin flames. It's like, think about this. Have you ever asked yourself, what's the difference between what people say twin flames are on average online and what a soulmate already was before that? Like what people have always called a soulmate. What's the difference between those two things? And the internet doesn't seem to have a lot of great answers, right? So the dead internet theory is a conspiracy theory that says that there's some intentional activity coming from the government or whatever, and I don't think so. And I know about a lot of that kind of stuff, and I think a lot of that kind of stuff is real, but probably not this time. Maybe, I don't know. But I get why people say that, because there is a lot of like spam bots and automatically generated content and manipulated algorithmic curation to try to get internet search results to give you a certain narrative, right? And again, that could just be normal, like human activity, like people trying to make a buck. And let's face it, if somebody comes along and tells you your twin flame is the ultimate, most badass, amazing lover that you've ever experienced in your life, and there's nothing else like it, and you can have yours right now, would you click on it? Would you give him your money? Because a lot of you would. So that's why that kind of stuff gets pushed to the top. It doesn't have to be a conspiracy theory. It's not that hard to figure this out. But that's why there's so much confusion about this, because the thing is, you guys, you're looking at this information on the internet, and it's confusing because you're getting these conflicting messages, and you've tried a lot of the stuff that some of these people are telling you to do, and it isn't working. And when it doesn't work, what do they tell you? Do it harder. You got to do it harder. You got to do all this healing and clearing your chakras and do the mirror exercise and do the violet flame chant and purge your inner childhood wounds, balancing your inner feminine and masculine and all this weird stuff. And I got some good news for you. You don't have to do any of that stuff, and I can prove it. I'm the world's #1 twin flame coach. Guys, you should go check out. I'm going to put a link down below for you. I'm going to link it this time. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel called Twin Flame Success Stories. So I'll put a link to the whole entire playlist so that you can see what I'm talking about. I've helped thousands of people, guys, 7,000 students, and countless to get married to their twin flame. They're living together, right? Ruxar, there's Gretel, Baya, SJ, Natasha, Ivy, Chanel, there's John, there's Tanaya. They're married to their twin flames. And then there's a whole bunch of people leaving comments all over my YouTube channel all the time. Kurt, it worked. Your coaching worked. I'm with my twin flame. And then, all you got to do is just go watch enough of my videos. There's another playlist that I'm going to go ahead and link for you down below. It's called the True Twin Flame Teachings. And the first video is where I talk about what the words union, separation, and detaching are, because those aren't really relationship statuses with your twin flame. This is how I ended up here. This is how I ended up with the right answers. Is I looked at this and I said, wait, I know what those words are. Those aren't twin flame words. Those come from the Zen teachings. So like real spiritualism, genuine spiritualism, right? So who are you beyond your body and mind? You're a spirit, you're a soul. What does everybody say about twin flames? They are the same soul, right? So twin flames are the same soul. So I teach you how to align with your soul. Everybody else is telling you to do all this mental gobbledygook. Again, healing, the mirror exercise, the violet flame chant, purging your inner childhood wounds. And that's good stuff. That stuff is fine on its own, but it doesn't help you here, guys, with your twin flame. And again, that's all you get all day long on the internet. And I gotta say, it's like the internet is dead. It is kind of useless now, isn't it? Because there's such a plethora of crap about everything: finance, politics, health and wellness, twin flames, you name it, guys. There's so much excessive fluff and garbage and repetitive nonsense on the internet. I get why people say that about the internet. I get why there is a dead internet conspiracy theory. So this is no different. It's people trying to make a buck. Yeah, I've got a coaching program too, but it works. Again, go check out my Twin Flame Success Stories playlist. Nobody else has what I have, you guys. And I don't say this to brag. I think you're smart and you care about proof, don't you? Like, okay, Kurt, if your shit works, prove it. Like, why should I listen to you? You're just another guy on the dead internet, right? You're just another person who says that they're a twin flame coach. How do I know your shit's going to work? Well, look at the results, right? Nobody else has that, you guys. All these other people telling you to do all this weird shit. And again, it's all the same stuff about karma and healing and destiny. And your twin flame is your ultimate amazing lover ever. And yeah, you can be with your twin, but you got to understand the true dynamic, like what it's really like to be with your twin. I just made a video about that a couple of weeks ago. It's called Your Twin Flame is Not Your Ultimate Lover. That's not true. This is not soulmates. What it's like to be with your twin flame is intense peace. It's like nirvana, right? It's spiritual, guys. It's not emotional. And spirit isn't an emotion. Remember, you are body, mind, soul. The mind is emotions and passion and romance, and that's all great. But what is it really like when the running and chasing stops with your twin flame and they stay with you permanently? It's spiritual. It's as the soul, body, mind, soul, and it feels zen. It's peace. That's all. That's the truth, guys. And you don't got to do any healing. You don't got to do the violet flame chant. You don't got to do the mirror exercise. There's no twin flame mission. You got to figure out what your mission is. There's another video on my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist that you should go check out, called Twin Flame Myths, where I bust all the myths, right? You're not separate from your twin flame. Again, those words that we use, that's the first video in my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. Those are states of consciousness, right? So what I think happened with the words union, separation, and detaching, well, before I tell you that, let me just point this out. Why are we using them? Why do we use those words in the twin flame community? Do you know anybody else that does that? Have you ever in your life had a friend or a family member go, oh yeah, this guy I was seeing broke up with me. We're in separation. What? Who says that? Or when they're dating, they go, oh, we're in union. Guys, these words have always been used by teachers of traditional Zen spiritualism. These are states of consciousness. So again, go watch my video. Again, it's the first video in my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist where I explain what those words really are. What I think happened was, in the 1960s or 1970s, somebody figured this out and they said, this is just transcendentalism. That's all you have to do to get your soul back. You got to do soul stuff, not the Fruity Loop, New Agey type of spiritualism, which isn't really spiritualism. It's not. It's like a personality type, New Age. That's not spiritualism. Spiritualism is remembering yourself beyond the mind. You are this spiritual being. And somebody figured that out. Somebody figured out, oh, wait, this is just genuine spiritualism. That's all this is. It's old school spiritualism. So they started doing that. And then the internet got a hold of the teachings and mixed them all up. And now nobody remembers why we are using those words. Why? Why do we use those words? Have you ever asked yourself that? It's because of where they really came from, guys. This is a spiritual journey. Those are spiritual words, not twin flame words. So that's what's up. That's why everybody's confused, guys. The internet, it's just doing what it always does, you guys. That's the way it is.